is it better to file your I-130 online or by paper? So we're in an interesting time in USCIS history where thankfully, they are trying to roll out, new technologically advanced ways of working with applications, which is great. And we definitely support those efforts. But it's still sort of they won't say it's beta, but it's sort of a beta. And it doesn't do all of the applications. And, there are still some definite, we run into glitches with the online system. That being said, we, as a law firm, of course, we're doing a ton of these. And so we always want to know what option gives our clients the best advantage, because if paper's working better or if online filing's working better, there was a time when it looked like maybe the online was going to be faster and they had proposed making it like $10 cheaper to kind of encourage people to be the first, guinea pigs on that system. And so we periodically actually test both methods so that we can always know kind of where they're at. But so what we've seen so far is you're fine to file either way right now. This is really up to you, and I'll kind of talk about some of the pros and cons. From our perspective, we have been periodically testing the online I-130, and we do not yet see an advantage to the online filing versus the paper, specifically because sometimes when you're working on an online I-130, you'll run into glitches where the system can be kind of slow. The data entry definitely takes a lot longer on the online system. There's a lot more repetition, and there aren't tools that we can use to fill it faster, which we would be able to do with the paper form. And sometimes the system will like erase your stuff, or it'll disappear for a while and it'll be weird. Sometimes it works great. So it's really up to you, especially if you're doing your own case and you're only doing one. You probably don't mind as much as we do if it takes you like 3 times as long to do the online version versus the paper version. We have definitely heard some officers say at interviews, with adjustments where they would have filed the I-130 and things like that. No, not with adjustments, actually, I take that back. We've heard officers say, however, that some of the online filed forms, that the system that it gets, that the information goes into, it then gets transferred over to their system. And sometimes there seem to be glitches in that system too. Just like any computer system, it's not always perfect. So sometimes we've had an experience where the client seems to have had glitches that were introduced by the online filing. So, I mean, that can be remedied, but in general, we're still preferring paper, not because we prefer paper. We're a fully digital law firm, except for what we have to file with immigration, but just because right now it's still kind of beta. That being said, the advantage of filing online is that you do get a receipt notice right away, which gives some people a definite feeling of security. I do want to clarify one of the kind of misconceptions too, is people will say, well, if you file online, you get in line faster. But for most people, that's only going to be a matter of hours or days, because even though the paper receipt notice is a little bit more delayed, they're still going to backdate it to the date that they received it. So if you file it today and you send it overnight, it's like tomorrow is the date that shows up on your receipt. Even though you don't get the receipt tomorrow, you will, down the line. And you can also file the Form G1145, just so that you get electronic notifications a little bit sooner than the paper notifications also. So that's this we'll have to have like a regular thing where it's like the state of the electronic filing with USCIS. Obviously, impacts all of us a lot, and so we're watching it closely. And we do appreciate the movement towards the technology and a lot more technological implementation in the offices. So we'll keep you posted on this one. But for now, you're good either way. There are a lot of forms you still can't file online, and people are sometimes like, why can't I file this? Or why can't I file my whole adjustment online? It's like the system doesn't do that yet. So what are you going to do?